Hey everyone, welcome back to Shades of Sasha. It's spooky season and I'm so excited. If you don't know, Halloween is my favorite season, and this entire month I'm gonna be giving y'all looks. So today we're gonna do a clown. We're gonna see how this is gonna turn out because I'm totally gonna wing it, and we're gonna just do it off the top of our dome. So I'm super excited. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the first step that you're going to take is just to prime your face. Make sure that you already are moisturized and your face is clean. And I'm going to go in with my Milk primer, and then I'm going to use this Elmer's non-toxic glue, and I'm just going over my brows. Honestly, for some reason I just like the way it sleeked my brows down. That's the only reason why I'm using it, because we're not brow blocking today. So whenever I'm painting my brows, I find that if you are using darker colors like the ones I'm using today, which is one side is going to be blue and the other side is going to be red, typically it just takes, like, I don't go into any big trouble. I don't have to whiten my brows and lighten my brows before I do it. It just works. So if you use darker colors, try using this method where you go in with Elmer's glue and then you go over it with some paint, and then if you want it to set in even more, use some eyeshadow in that same color, and it's going to be chef's kiss. So I'm just taking this time to just carve out and clean up under my brows. I usually don't do above my brows. This look is specifically for someone who wants to do something simple but intriguing, clowny, and sexy at the same time for Halloween. So then we're gonna go in with this eye primer base. If you've been watching my channel or even just watching me on TikTok or Instagram, you know I just prefer P. Louise bases. And anybody that tells me the Juvia's Place one is better, I don't want to hear your advice. I'm sorry, I just don't want to hear it. So yeah, we're gonna go in with the box of crayon. We're gonna use this blue shade, and we're just gonna go over our lid. We're making it a winged out look instead of just carved around, so you're just gonna go in and take that time to do that. I'm going in with the blue again, like I said, on this side, and then the other side we're gonna go in with the red. So you're doing the shadow to match whatever your eyebrow color is. So once we just buff that out and shade everything in, we're just gonna go ahead and do it to the next side, like I said, and just take the time to make sure that everything is going to be clean and pristine. Once we finish doing all this, we're just gonna cut that crease. There's many methods of how you can actually go ahead and do this, but I'm gonna get into that later. I am mixing the shade with blue and red because it is a combination look. The crease is going to be the part that stands out. So the base of this side that is red has a blue because I wanted a darker shade, but I'm adding the red on top because it's going to pop out a little bit more, versus the other side is the blue and then there's a lighter blue shimmer on top. So that's basically what's going on here. You want a transitioning color, and the blue is a transitioning color that I use because I think it would just go best with it. So we're just gonna go ahead and, like I said, it's a winged out look. You're just gonna curve that in as much as you can to give you that precise crease that you're looking for. So here's what I'm talking about with cutting your crease. Personally, with how much and how often I do cut my crease, I don't go through the process of cleaning it. I just go in with the base. Cleaning it makes a big difference. So if you really want it to be like perfect, go ahead and do that. So I'm using the pink base on both. It didn't do any difference. The color took on top just like I needed it to, but you have to keep in mind that when you are working with colors that are darker, things are going to be a lot easier, because if you're adding a darker shade to this pink base, obviously the darker shade is going to over the pink base. So here I'm just adding a lighter pink shade on top because that's the look for this specific eye, and then on the other side I'm going in and I'm adding that blue shimmer on top to just make sure that it can peek through and just be as vibrant as I need it to be. After I finish doing this, I'm just gonna go in and just start doing some liner work. The liquid liners that I got, they're water activated liners actually, and I got them off Amazon. So I'm just going and using that to just make everything look a little bit more sharper. And I'm gonna use the color white, and I'm just going to outline my eyes. And take your time while doing this. You can use the dot method if that's gonna help you a lot better. So you just trace dots across so you know what it is that you're going to do. Like here, you see how that shit was perfect? Listen, it don't be happening to me all the time, but just make sure that you take your time while tracing out these lines. These little sticks, like brushes, they did come with the set, so that's basically what I'm using. I chose the size that I think would work best for the specific look. So once I do this, we're just gonna go in and we're gonna take our time to do our foundation and just kind of put in everything together. So with this specific look, it is a full face, full glam. The eyes and the markings of the clown is what's going to pull everything together and make it just sexy and just like, you know, a staple. So I'm going in with the two Melania shades in 144 and 153, and I'm just going under my eyes and on my nose, and then on my under my lips and above my lips and my forehead. And we're just going to take that time to just make sure everything is blended out well. This is a new process I've been doing where I use a brush and then I go in and I will be using a beauty blender, and make sure that the beauty blender is not damp. So you want it to be as dry as possible, but you want it to be one that is fluffy. And so I'm just doing that to blend everything out, and then I'm setting my face before I go in and I actually take the time to contour my face. So pretty much that's what this part of this makeup look is. Later on, I recognized, I was like, damn, this kind of looked like a Harley Quinn type of look. So if you want to just do this for Harley Quinn, you could go ahead and just do that. Just put some lashes on, put your hair in the two pigtails and your costume on, and you're good to go. If not, and you want to see the sexy clown, just keep on watching. So right here, we're gonna just take the time to go over our nose where you highlighted, and I'm using a color orange because I wanted something that was really going to pop. So I'm using the water activated liner again, and I'm just doing that circle around it just to bring a little bit more definition. I had to turn my brightness down because I felt like I wanted it to really be in focus. So you're just going to take the time to make sure that you're coloring in that orange, and it's just going to bring a little bit of shade and definition into the look. And then we're going to go over that water color with the crayon case box of crayon again. So I always tell you all to trace out your stuff because it makes things a lot easier. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm tracing that with a black liner, and then I'm going to take the time to go over it to do what I need to do. The hardest part of this process is honestly using the diamonds that I got, well, the rhinestones that I got from, I believe it was Michael's. So I just basically got ones that I don't have to do individually, but ones that I can just place on my face by cutting them and then just using the length of it to just place it where I can. So that's basically what I did. So once everything is traced out, you can go ahead and do the colors to match each side, and you're just gonna add the water-based paint is what I use. So I believe with this one I'm going to use the Miran palette, and I'm just going to go in and do that. And then I'm going to add some shade into it by going into the box of crayon and just making sure that I'm taking the time to pat that color in and making sure everything looks as seamlessly as possible. So pretty much that's all you'll be doing. And then you're going to use the rhinestones to just bring it together. Like I said before, I wanted to create a bunch of different looks within one that you can choose from. So if you just wanted a look that will give you a Harley Quinn, there you go. This is a shadow that I kind of basically used to do mine. If you want to just use your clown and do it this way without adding the rhinestones, you can also just go ahead and do that. I just know I wanted to be a little bit more dramatic and just like, you know, just bring it together. So pretty much this is what I did, and I used it with the water activated liner just to bring everything together. And then I'm gonna shade everything in, and pretty much it. You can just watch along and follow the steps. But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting your girl, and I really hope that you guys have a Spooktober time and that everything is going as it should be.
Take it.